In this video, I will show you how to create an ocean surface wave effect in TouchDesigner. Also, the version I made into a TOX and turned into a tool is available on my Patreon, so please feel free to use it if you are interested. This project is made up of the following sections: Surface Flow Setup, Particle Setup, Rendering, Making Trail. On this channel, I also post short tutorial videos mainly focused on TouchDesigner. I'd be glad if you subscribe to the channel. Project files and exclusive files are also available on Patreon. If you found this tutorial helpful, I would greatly appreciate your support there. We're going to add a null pop. To set up the rendering, we're going to add a geometry comp, a camera comp, a light comp, and a render top. Let's move to the Light tab and set dimmer to 5. Then, please move to the Shadow tab and change shadow type to soft. You can also increase the shadow resolution value to create higher quality shadows. Set the background alpha to 1. Also, if you like, change the pixel format to 32-bit float RGBA. We're going to add a Phong MAT. Drag and drop it onto the Geo comp, and set it as the material. We're going to add a point generator pop. We're going to connect the point generator pop to a null POP. We're going to display the render top in the background. We're going to split the screen vertically and display the rendered result in the upper area. We're going to add a particle POP. We're going to add a keyboard in chop and reference it in the int and start parameters of the particle POP. We're going to add a pop to DAT and check the data from the point generator pop and the particle POP. Then, you can see that the particle pop automatically adds the attributes needed to control the particles. Also, to understand the feedback of the particle pop, we're going to add a transform POP. We're going to drag and drop the transform pop onto the particle pop to create a feedback loop. We're going to enter 1 for number of points in the point generator POP. Press keyboard 1 to reset the feedback loop. We're going to add a pop to DAT and connect the particle pop and the transform pop to it. Press keyboard 1 to reset the feedback loop. Then, you can see that the particle keeps increasing by 1 in the x-axis direction through the transform POP. This means that a flow of force is being created in the positive x-axis direction. Using this idea, we're going to create the flow of force for the waves. To create the wave flow, we're going to add a noise POP. Go to the Transform tab, and enter abstime.second/10 in Translate 4D. This will eventually control the speed of the wave flow. So, the smaller you make the division value, the faster the wave flow becomes. Go to the Output tab, turn on noise, and create an attribute called flow. We're going to add a GLSL POP. Here is the full code. Go to the Vector tab and create the vectors used in the code. Go to the Create Attribute tab and create an attribute called CFormer. This attribute is used to color the particles according to their height. In Output Attributes, enter P and part vel. We're going to add a neighbor POP. Change the max neighbor's value to 300. We're going to connect the neighbor POP to input one of the GLSL POP. We're going to drag and drop the GLSL POP onto the particle POP to create a feedback loop. Set shape to circle. Enter 600000 for number of points in the point generator POP. Depending on the specifications of your PC, please lower this value if needed. Change orientation to the ZX plane. Change the radius value to 3. Reference the number of points value from the point generator POP in maximum particles of the particle POP. Also, reference the maximum particles value in birth rate and divide it by 2. Set life expect, which is the time from the birth to the death of the particles, to 1 second. Then, set life variance to your preferred value to add randomness to that timing. We're going to add a math mix POP. We're going to use the CFormer value as color.rgb. We're going to add a box pop and a copy pop to create the particles. Go to the Template Attributes tab of the Copy Pop, turn on Use Template Attributes, and enter color. We're going to add an out top to display the rendered result. We're going to add a feedback top. Reference the keyboard in CHOP in the reset pulse. We're going to add a level top. Go to the Post tab and change the opacity value. We're going to add a composite top. We're going to connect the render top to the composite top and change the operation of the composite top to add. Drag and drop it onto the feedback top to create a feedback loop. Adjust the level top values and the light position to your preference. By changing the seed value of the noise pop, you can change only the pattern of the waves without changing the wave shape. Also, by changing period and other values, you can change the wave shape itself. Go to the Transform tab, and change the Translate 4D value to adjust the wave speed. Go to the Vectors tab of the GLSL POP. By changing U-lift height, you can adjust the height of the waves. By changing U-lift strength, you can adjust the strength of the lift. Please adjust each value to your preference and create your own wave shape.